I was 3 years old the first time I learned not to trust men. 3 years old the first time I learned that my body wasn't mine alone and that no didn't always mean no. I was 3 years old the first time someone I loved deeply betrayed my trust and instead used my body for his lust. 3 years old. I wish I could tell you that was the last time, but it wasn't. It stopped when I was 7 and I thought that I might finally breathe again. But it wasn't over. My teenage years reminded me of that hard truth in many other ways. Men are not to be trusted. The message resounded in so many ways at the hands of men who knew better. So I took control where I could, and as I slid the blade across my wrist, I knew there had to be more than this. But every time was the last time, until the next time. Until the next time I remembered why I hated myself, until the next time I felt the shame, until the next nightmare, until the next memory. So then came college. Maybe at a Christian university I could forget what he did to me. I fought to trust again. I fought to rewrite the narrative over my life, and I was 20 when a stranger slipped something into my soda at a party. The lies that Satan had whispered over my life forever now felt like they were being shouted. You are the common denominator here. It has to be your fault. And I spent hours and months and years wondering, was it because I was too much or because I wasn't enough? What had I said? What had I done? And I dealt with my pain in a whole lot of ways because sometimes pain is so big, it just has to escape. And so we find subtle ways to run or to hide, or we just choose to be numb. But here's the thing about life and pain. You don't always get to choose the plot line, but you can always rewrite the ending. So when I finally gave my heart and all of its shattered pieces over to God completely, He taught me to open it up again. He gave me fresh eyes, and He rebuilt my view of men. So tonight I need you to know this. When I was 20, my story changed. I spent the next year learning a new truth. God started writing a new narrative over my life. There is one man who can be trusted in every season, in everything. He gave me fresh eyes and He rebuilt my view of men, and it happened in coffee shops and in living rooms and on long car rides and on trips across the world. He showed me another side and He rebutted Satan's lies. You see, for every man who had hurt me, there was a man who was infinitely worthy. He bled for my sin and my shame, and He gave me a new name. And when I began to feel worthless, He showed me His purpose. It happened as I watched godly men love their wives well. It happened as I stood on the other side of the world and watched a man wash prisoners' feet and cry over babies with AIDS. And it happened in a coffee shop as my friend's husband looked me in the eyes, listened hard through my tears, and said, "Don't you ever apologize for the behavior of an adult." It happened as I watched the righteous anger of men over injustice. One by one, moments taught me to trust again, to believe again. God used the men right in front of me to remind me of His character. He took the ashes of my life and He painted beauty. And here's what I need you to know. I wouldn't trade one moment of that sorrow for the beauty that has risen out of it. You see, after counseling and tears and scripture, I have regained my joy. Khalil Gibran once said that the deeper that sorrow carves into our being, the more joy that we can contain. And the depths of my sorrow have become the heights of my joy. I've learned to run deep into the pain because we have to feel it as deeply as we desire to feel the joy on the other side. But my God, He is faithful and He is good. And He not only redeems every hurt for my good, but He teaches me to dance again.